This is where MAGA comes to talk, and Dark MAGA mode has been engaged. Welcome, one and all. It is 4:10 in the a.m. here on the East Coast in Florida. But instead of calling it East Coast time, I call it Mar-a-Lago time. Now, for most people, today is like Monday, I guess, because yesterday was a holiday for most everyone. Although I did do a program yesterday morning. Wasn't too much of a holiday for me. All right, here we go. Dark MAGA mode has been engaged. Roll the windows up. And I don't know, I've got this setting. It's such a turn this setting on, but every time I get in the car, the seat heater and the steering wheel heater are turned on. So I got to turn it off or I'll be sweating. It's 78 degrees right now in sunny South Florida. I'm heading to the radio station today. So the reason I'm going to the radio station is Mike, the board op, is off today. He's got something he's got to do, and we've got a fill-in board op. So I'm going up to the radio station just because the fill-in board op, I don't know if they'll be able to handle me from the remote studio of my own, so I'm going up to the radio station today to make sure that our first day back is good. And this mic blinking you see here, I'm filming a vlog for my other channel, so I may have to put this camera down and pick up the vlog camera a couple times on the drive. So we got a lot to cover. I've got some big stuff today that I'm going to drop. I mean, some really big stuff. Even though we had a 3-day weekend, President Trump does not take vacations or holidays off, and the Democrats are in complete panic mode, and there's a lot of scandal going on, and the media are in the business of suppressing the news, covering up the news, not reporting the news. So I've got some stories that are pretty big that I'm going to cover. Now, one of the ones I'm going to cover, which is the thumbnail for my lead story, is this Mayor Giuliani car accident mystery. And I want to talk about this. I did bring it up yesterday a little bit, but yesterday was Labor Day. It was a holiday, and I've got some more details on that. I want to cover it. And President Trump is awarding Mayor Giuliani the Presidential Medal of Freedom, which I have been calling for years because of his great heroism on September 11th. So I'm glad to see that the president's giving him the Presidential Medal of Freedom. However, that makes me really worried about Mayor Giuliani. What's his condition after the accident? Because I was thinking when President Trump gave Rush the Presidential Medal of Freedom, Rush didn't have much time left. And that was so important to Rush. It really, he was crying. So it makes me worry about Giuliani. But I don't buy, I really don't buy, and I truly question this whole story around the Mayor Giuliani car accident. So I'm going to cover that. But there's a lot of other big stories that I'm going to cover. I'm not going to go over them right now. You have the other big stories. You'll have to wait till the next stream. If you're new, make sure you subscribe. This is where MAGA comes to talk. Here it's 4:15 in the morning. It just amazes me how many cars are on the road. It just blows my mind. I'm going to be at the radio station today and be taking your calls live. I got to remember to forward and turn on the phones at the radio station. I forget all the time to turn the phones on at the radio station. Isn't that something? A lot of people go to work early. But no, there are so many major stories going on right now, and the media, they're acting like it's a slow news period. It is not. Some of the scandals going on with the Democrats I'm going to cover today are going to blow your mind. I know this is a bit of a drive that I have ahead of me. That's why I like broadcasting from home, because it'll take me about an hour total to get to the radio station, and then I got to set up when I get there, and it eats a lot of my time in the morning. Plus, I don't like driving distances at all. But at least I don't have to do it too often anymore. But when I heard yesterday that President Trump is awarding Mayor Giuliani the Presidential Medal of Freedom, that made me very nervous about Giuliani's condition. I hope he is going to recover from this. He's a great American hero. He deserves that medal. About it. No doubt about it. Boy, oh boy. All right. Take a quick look at the chat. Hawaii, welcome. Yes, it feels like Monday to a lot of people, right? Were a lot of you off yesterday? Southern California, welcome. If you're new, this is where MAGA comes to talk. Make sure that you subscribe. I mean, did you see what happened? I mean, in Chicago over the weekend, they got over 50 shot. How many? What's the latest count on those who lost their lives? I mean, it's in Illinois, Chicago in particular, but because you've got Tubbo, the governor there, attacking Trump, the government in Chicago has collapsed. The primary duty of government at all levels, city, county, state, federal, is to keep its citizens safe. That's number one. And when you have over 50 shot in a weekend in Chicago, I'm sorry. But in the last count I saw was 7 lost, and that could go up. Hopefully it doesn't. The government of Chicago has failed. That's it. They've just failed. And the government of Illinois. And the president needs to move in, and he will. These are things that got to be done. A little bit of traffic here. Look at this. This is nuts. 4:22 a.m. Believe that? Yeah, I've got some big stories on the Democrats I want to drop today. Some big ones. I mean, there's just... The Democrat Party is just a party of criminal activity and rackets. I mean, how many Democrats are involved in mortgage scams right now that we're finding out about? There's the story out of Michigan where the Michigan Democrats were committing fraud with the state money to pay for all of their liberal projects and liberal crap that they couldn't get passed through the legislature. There's just, when you look at the Democrat Party, what is the positive offering from the Democrat Party to the American people today? Can you think of anything? I can't. Get by this semi. You don't want to drive behind trucks because they throw rocks all over the road. Got out of the traffic area. I mean, can you tell me in the chat room? I'm talking about the Democrat Party of today in 2025. I don't want to hear something from long ago. What is something that the Democrat Party in 2025 is offering the American people that's a good thing? What are they presenting? Vote for us because we're going to do this, that, and this other thing. And the answer, it has to be something current, and it can't be anything to do with stopping Trump or Trump. Something that they themselves are offering. They have no agenda. And that's positive. Sorry, guys, I dropped the phone. It fell under the seat. But it's connected to the charger, so I just picked it up by the charger. But the Democrats haven't, listen, it's not that their platform has ever been good. But right now, they have no platform. Vote for us, why? Exactly, and a lot of these Democrats, they have this arrogance. Well, the midterms, the party in power always loses seats in the midterms. Well, the opposition party has to have something to offer for that to come true. And I don't see them having any platform or agenda whatsoever today. Not a single thing. And I think most of you guys would agree with that. Letting this guy pass me because he was on my tail. I hate when people ride your tail. I'm not even in the passing lane. I don't know why I was on my tail. Now I'm behind him. I mean, I saw something interesting yesterday. I've not watched one of these in a while, but on my YouTube recommendations yesterday, there was a video that popped up of Charlie Kirk at Florida State University. And, since I'm in Florida, I figured, let me click it. I watched it. And, it's one of those things where Charlie Kirk sits and holds court and then takes questions from college students. They were all in agreement with him. I couldn't believe. They're wearing the Make America Great Again hats like this. They're asking him questions that are like real questions, and it wasn't, and to see that at a college campus is unheard of. It's just absolutely unheard of. There weren't any lunatic, blue-haired, screaming students. I've never seen something like that. I really haven't. At a college campus? And it really shows you the change in the country. You look at these liberal protests, they're all senior citizens. The Democrats, the problem the Democrats have is they have a lot of problems, but this age demographic is a big problem. They're not making new Democrats, right? Their protesters are all senior citizens. The young people are wearing MAGA hats like this, Make America Great Again. There's no future in that. They're not reproducing Democrats. Highway patrol officer just got on the road in front of me. He's crossed across 3 lanes, no turn signal. If I did that in front of him, I'd get pulled over. That's one of the biggest things the highway patrol pull you over for on the highway. Florida. Yep, here's another trooper. See if he changes lanes without a turn signal. No. Laws for thee, not for me. No. Wow. They've changed lanes 2 more times. No turn signal. Oh, my goodness. And they're going way over the speed limit. So they're speeding. And no turn signals. Oh, my goodness. You know, there was a... this was when I was in high school. The local news... It's been a long time, so I don't know what motivated this story, but the local news here in South Florida, they did something crazy. They did a story on police officers speeding, which they're not supposed to do, okay, in their cruisers, unless they're on a call. And what they would do, they were in the news van, they had their cameras going, and when they would see, oh no, change lanes again, no turn signal. Oh my goodness. And what they would do, they were in their news van with their cameras going, and when they would see a police officer speeding, they would catch up to them and roll their window down and question them about why they're speeding. Are they on an emergency call or anything? It was hilarious. It was a long time ago. I was in high school when I saw that. It was a pretty funny story. Now, here's another thing I'll ask you about with the police. Like, I just passed someone, right? I'm on the highway, so I'm on the interstate. I just passed someone. They're pulled over. They got their hazard lights on. Oh, there he is. He just crossed across 1, 2, 3 lanes of traffic. No turn signals. But the guy's got all 4 hazard lights on. You know, he's got his hazard lights on. He's on the side of the road. They're all blinking, front and back. And 2 highway patrol officers just sped by him. Should one of them have stopped and asked him if he needed assistance? Or not? What do you guys think? I think they should. You know, I remember when I made my documentary on the Trump golf course assassin, I stopped on the turnpike where they arrested him, and I was on the side of the road in the swale on the turnpike, out of the middle of nowhere, and I had my hazard lights on. Traffic's coming by. I had 4 or 5 state troopers come by me. None of them asked me if I needed any help. They just sped by me, going 80 miles an hour. I had my hazard lights on. I'm out in the middle of nowhere. I mean, I understand they're not roadside assistance, but I think if there's somebody on the side of the interstate or the turnpike with their hazards on, I think the highway patrol, if they drive by, should stop and say, hey, you okay? Need a tow truck? That's just me. But, you know, what do I know? But what do you guys think about that? Coming up to the Mar-a-Lago exit, my favorite exit off the road. They have changed the name to Donald John Trump Boulevard, but it still says Southern. I don't know if they've changed the signs when you get off of I-95. Sean Duffy, the transportation secretary, he's in charge of the signs on the interstate, isn't he? If you're new, make sure you subscribe. I am running early, so I'm going to get off of the Mar-a-Lago exit and see if they've changed the signs. If they have, I'll come back when the sun's out after the show. See, I'm using my turn signals. Can you hear? If they've changed the signs when I get off the air today, I'll come by and make a YouTube video and show you. So let me take a quick look. But they changed the name of the road a couple months ago now. The sign should be changed. They've changed the name of the road from the airport east to Mar-a-Lago to Donald John Trump Boulevard. I'm running a little early, if you can believe it, so I'm going to get off of the road and take a look. I'm going to guess they haven't. But I'm surprised that the county commission changed the name. Now, the sign on the interstate has not been changed. But I-95 is federal. Sean Duffy. Anybody got a contact with Sean Duffy? Change the sign. Okay, I am now driving on Donald John Trump Boulevard. So let me see if they've changed the sign. Not here. I can't believe it. No. It's changed on Google Maps. It's been about 2 months, at least 6 weeks. This is the road that the president takes to and from Mar-a-Lago to the airport. I'm heading east now. Let's see. No, I don't see any changing to the signs. Unbelievable. But this is Donald John Trump Boulevard. Yep, the president drives over this bridge every time he goes to and from Air Force One to Mar-a-Lago. I can see, you guys want to go by Mar-a-Lago? You want to see Mar-a-Lago? It's dark. Look at that. The road is blocked. I can't get all the way up there. But I'll give you a quick look. Just for a second. Who wants to see Mar-a-Lago? It's dark. That's my car. You see those lights ahead? That's Mar-a-Lago. Look at that. Yeah, those lights are Mar-a-Lago, man. That flashing light, that's Mar-a-Lago. Yeah. That's as close as I can get right now. They have security checkpoint up ahead with the road blocked. So I'm not going to go through the security checkpoint on a live stream because I don't want to show people that. But yeah, those lights right there, that is Mar-a-Lago. And it goes all the way down. It's on the water here. Is that exciting or what? All right, I got to get back in the car. Get a little inspiration from Mar-a-Lago early in the morning, right? Oh man, I feel good. Even though the president's not there. All right. Okay, hold on. Police car just drove by. I thought they were going to check on me. The security is really tight for good reason. Yep, the Winter White House. When the president's back, I'll come up and show you guys when the sun's up. But I'm not going to go through the security checkpoint on a live stream because I'm not going to show what it looks like, but there's a lot. It's amazing how much security is there, even though the president's not here. But they have not changed the name on the signs yet. This is Donald John Trump Boulevard that I'm on. See, the president takes, this is the way to and from Air Force One, where I'm driving right now. But even though I'm not going to give you any of the details of what I saw, but the security since Butler, really since the golf course, has just been upped and changed so much and upgraded around there. It's insane. But at this light that I'm at right now, this is Donald John Trump Boulevard and Dixie Highway, right? Anytime I'm around here, I always look at the cars. I was, it was on one of the Trump events, and I had parked over here, and I was walking down the street to Mar-a-Lago, and then when I was walking back to my car, I crossed the crosswalk, and who was sitting in their car at the red light while I was crossing? It was Eric Trump. I couldn't freaking believe it. And he was by himself. It was Eric Trump. I couldn't believe it. You never know who you're going to see when you're around here. Let's save me the hassle of getting off this afternoon later this morning when there's a lot of traffic. I wanted to see if they changed the signs, and when they changed the signs to Donald John Trump Boulevard, I'll come up and make a YouTube video and show you all the signs. I'm surprised they haven't done it yet because they changed the name of the road so long ago. I don't know why they went to such trouble to change the name of the road and didn't get the signs changed. Doesn't make sense to me. Because the people that it's a county road, so the county commission voted to change the name of the road to Donald John Trump Boulevard. You'd think they would have gotten the signs made right away, going to such a big deal. I got to make up some time from getting off the road there. Well, Starbucks is not open yet. They don't open for 13 minutes. If you're new, make sure you subscribe. This is where MAGA comes to talk. Got a little morning inspiration seeing Mar-a-Lago. Traffic. Lots of traffic. Any of you feel energized seeing Mar-a-Lago in the morning? I think the show's going to be better now that I got off and took a glance at Mar-a-Lago. I think I just got a little bit of that Trump MAGA inspiration. Holy smokes, this guy just passed me going so fast. Look at this guy. What the heck? He's going over 100 miles an hour when he passed me. I could feel it. He obviously does not know about the new speeding laws in Florida. Very strict new laws in Florida. A couple miles to my exit. Yeah, you can see, where I got off of I-95 to show you guys Mar-a-Lago. It's a short drive, right? The airport is right there where Air Force One lands, or Trump Force One when he had Trump Force One here. So you can see it is a quick drive from the airport. But the security is out of this world. If you saw my last video of the motorcade, the President Trump's limousine was traveling at full speed. Never, and it did not do that before. He used to drive slow to wave to the crowds, and now it flies through at maximum speed. There's just lots of security around him, more than ever because of the assassination attempts. It's god awful. What President Trump has put himself through for this country and for the American people is just so unappreciated by so many. I mean, I know you MAGA people do. We know. If you're MAGA, you know what he's sacrificed, what he goes through. But these others, they're just so consumed with their hatred of this great man. They can't see straight. couple exits away. If you're new, make sure you subscribe. This is where MAGA comes to talk. Yeah, I do feel like my brain waves are just moving a little bit faster without my coffee this morning after taking a look at Mar-a-Lago. Even with all that, I want to be there before they open. So when I stop, I'll take a look at the, I'll go over the live chat with you guys. Even with that out of the way stop, I'm early. I left at a good time, I guess. Motorcycle behind me. You know, these guys drive like maniacs. He's going way too fast. Way too fast. I told you, the radio station's very close to Mar-a-Lago. All right. I'll take a look at the chat. If you're new, make sure you subscribe. Oh, boy. Some strange comments. Well, I tell you, so when I go live today, I'm going to lead with the Giuliani story, because I did talk about that a little bit yesterday, but there's some updates. And the thing about the Giuliani story is I'm very suspicious of this whole story, okay? I'm very suspicious of it. And to me, it sounds crazy. It just sounds crazy that this just coincidentally happened to Mayor Giuliani. So I'm going to go through that. There's some new updates, and and I'll go over my concerns and suspicions and take your calls at the next on the next stream after this. I'll be in the studio and I'll be taking calls. But when I heard President Trump is going to give him the, you're welcome for the tour, Dave, the Medal of Freedom, that got me worrying. Okay, that really got me worrying, because he gave he had this bad accident. He was in the hospital, Mayor Giuliani, and all of a sudden he's talking about giving him the Presidential Medal of Freedom, which he is deserving of, no doubt about it. Mayor Giuliani deserves the Presidential Medal of Freedom. He should have gotten it after 9/11 for his great work at Ground Zero, keeping things organized in the country together. So I want to talk about that, because this car accident the whole story stinks to me. So I got a few updates on that. So I'm going to open with that. But I've got some big stories I'm not going to talk about here. You have to watch the next stream that I'm going to drop and break on the program this morning that the media don't want you to know about. So I'm going to go through those and some major Democrat scandal is going on at a whole new level. So make sure you're subscribed. If you're new, click the notification bell, and you'll get a notification when I go live, which will be in less than an hour after I end this stream. Oh, yeah, big stuff's going on. I mean, these lawfare people and these coup conspirators haven't stopped just because Trump was reelected. They are moving hardcore to do everything they can do to stop him from doing all this great work that he's doing. It never ends. And a couple of the stories I'm going to break on the air today, it's journalistic malpractice. It's really criminal that the media do not have these stories on the air. And I don't think they will. I mean, it's, and they use the holiday weekend to say, oh, well, we didn't know about it, hoping people won't notice. But I noticed, so we're going to cover a whole bunch today. I'm going to start with the Giuliani story, but after that, I'm going to start getting into some of the others. So make sure you subscribe and click the notification bell. This is where MAGA comes to talk. I was asking this question on the drive up, and I'll ask you guys right now. What is one thing you can think of that the Democrat Party today in 2025 is offering that's positive for the United States or the American people? What's one thing they're offering that's good? Vote for us. We're going to do this, and that, and these are good things. Can you think of anything? No, there's not a single thing. The Democrats do not have an agenda. They don't have a party platform. They've got nothing. They have no issues. Nothing. No. And it's so obvious. And I was watching this video. I'm going to play a little bit of this video later of Jasmine Crockett. Who is that? I just forgot her name. Who's that lady that had the TV show? She's black, and she would sit in a chair like in Blue's Clues and talk about gossip. And she's got a lot of problems. She was in the hospital, and her kids were talking about her cognitive decline. What is her name? I forgot her name. You guys know who I'm talking about? Not Oprah. Wendy Williams. Jasmine Crockett was doing a very ghetto, this is what she's doing, a very ghetto Wendy Williams imitation. And she's talking to this group. You can hardly understand what she's saying, Jasmine Crockett. She's doing this hardcore ghetto fake accent because she doesn't really talk that way. And she's wearing this tight top with no bra on. Give me a freaking break, right? She's using ghetto and sex to try to get some support rallied around her. And, of course, race baiting in the race card. And it's just so pathetic and very bizarre. So I'll share some of that later. But that's not one of the big stories I have. It's just, she's pathetic. And thanks to Governor Greg Abbott in Texas and the Republican legislature, Jasmine Crockett is a congresswoman without a district, which is a good thing, right? She's a poison person. Oh, yeah, the profane. I can't even play most of it because her profanity and everything is bad. Not as bad as Talib. Now, you can't name one single thing the Democrats are saying. Vote for us. We're going to do these great things for you. This is our platform. They have no party platform right now. None. No agenda. No issues. Nothing, the Democrats. Absolutely nothing. Make sure you subscribe, guys. I'm going to head into Starbucks. I'm Brian. This is where MAGA comes to talk. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in less than an hour on the next stream, so click that notification bell and subscribe, all right?